The iPhone 15 is finally here. This is it, and this is the entire 2023 iPhone lineup. It's the latest and greatest that Apple has to offer. But is it actually worth the upgrade? What are the big changes that Apple brought to the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15, and which model should you buy? Should you go iPhone 15? Should you go iPhone 15 Pro? Should you even upgrade at all? Let me tell you all the new features, all the big changes, everything Apple has added to the 2023 iPhone 15 lineup, so you can decide which model is right for you and if you should buy this year, maybe just skip and wait for next year. And stay tuned to learn more about this video's sponsor, UPDF. All right, too many questions. Let's get into some answers. Let me start first with the iPhone 15. We've got two regular models here for non-pros this year. It's the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus. And in terms of design, this is basically what you'd expect. Same screen sizes, 6.1 and 6.7, same screen refresh rate, basically the exact same phone with a couple of important upgrades under the hood, and also some you'll notice when you first look at it. Of course, with one of the biggest, most notable upgrades going to be the Dynamic Island. Yes, the Dynamic Island is gonna be on all iPhone 15 models this year. It's gonna be on the 15 and 15 Plus. The notch is finally gone, hallelujah, but there's a couple of drawbacks here. One is that maybe it's just me, but I'm not the biggest Dynamic Island fan ever. We are hearing that more apps are going to support it, and hopefully Apple's gonna lean more into this with iOS 17 and iOS 18 and future software versions, so this should get significantly more useful. But also, one of the big downsides to this on the iPhone 15 is that these are still 60 Hertz displays. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of this than what it is, but I do think it's worth pointing out, and something it's gonna be interesting to see when we can get these phones in our hands. I have a 15 dummy model, obviously, just to make that clear. It doesn't turn on, though I wish it would, but I'll be testing it very soon when we can officially get our hands on the 15 and 15 Pro. The second big change coming to the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus is on the back with the camera, because Apple is bringing the main 48 megapixel camera from the 14 Pro series down now to the 15 and 15 Plus. So you're gonna get better photo and better video capabilities here. You're gonna get more megapixels to actually work with, and this should just sort of be a better overall photo experience. Apple highlighted the great images you can get, and all that stuff is great to see. Though I'm not convinced with the 14 Pro that I've got right now if I really noticed a difference side by side, unless I was pixel peeping and I was really looking for certain things. Though I do think one of the advantages here is that you're gonna get more physical, pixels to work with. The hardware is improved, so even if it's not a drastic change this year, with future software updates and new iOS versions, Apple will have more pixels to play with, which should be a nice thing for the camera on your 15. Now, whether you're team iPhone 15 or looking to make the most out of the current iPhone you've got right now, there's one thing we can all agree on, and that is the fact that dealing with PDFs on the iPhone can sort of be a nightmare. It can be so frustrating that you just want to throw your phone in anchors sometimes. Oy, there's gotta be a better way. And luckily, there is. And it's called UPDF. UPDF is packed with so many incredible features that make working with PDFs an absolute breeze, whether you're on a smaller screen iPhone or your big screen Mac. For example, UPDF has got wonderful built-in tools for easily annotating and marking up documents, filling out forms, signing documents, and even making changes and edits to your PDF documents on the go really easily. I also really love some of the really cool under the hood technology that's on the UPDF app on Windows and Mac as well. Like, you can perform smart conversions with UPDF AI, and there's an amazing built-in OCR tool as well that does a mind-blowing job of converting old static text from an image into real live text in a PDF. I love that UPDF lets you easily edit PDF files on the go, and also they allow you to secure your files to ensure ultimate data privacy. And one license is gonna unlock the full power on all your devices: iOS, Mac, Windows, Android. UPDF is available wherever you wanna get work done. And I also just love that using UPDF is like blazing fast and super simple. Whether you've got a giant PDF document, you're not gonna get bogged down. Whether you're on iOS, macOS, Windows, Android, wherever you're using UPDF, it's gonna be an amazingly simple and seamless experience. UPDF is also giving you the chance to win a prize worth $600, a free order, and 63% off UPDF Pro with UPDF AI. If you wanna learn more and check it out for yourself today and totally transform the way that you handle PDFs on all your devices, check out UPDF for yourself at the link right down below in the description. Another change this year is that Apple is bringing the A16 series from the 14 Pro series to the 15 and 15 Plus. So as you can sort of see a theme is developing here, Apple is reserving some of their higher end features for their higher end, 15 Pro phones. But once they sort of move to the next generation, they're going to take those Pro features and bring them down the line to the regular phones. So some nice 14 Pro features coming to the regular 15 and 15 Plus. And of course, the third big change, which many of you are going to be very excited about, is that USB-C is finally here. Yes, Lightning is dead, long live USB-C, and now we have one common cable to rule them all. It finally happened, never thought I'd see the day. Yes, there are going to be some limitations here on the USB-C port on the 15 series versus the 15 Pro, but at the end of the day, we've got one cable we can use for charging, transferring data across devices that are from Apple and Google and Samsung and a bunch of other stuff. USB-C is finally here on every single iPhone 15 model. In terms of colors, Apple's changing things up with the 15 and 15 Plus, and here are the options for this year. You've got 5 colors to choose from this year: yellow, pink, green, blue, and the sort of space gray black color. In terms of pricing, Apple is not changing pricing on the 15 and 15 Plus this year, so it's going to remain the same: $799 for the 15, $899 for the 15 Plus. These phones are going to be available to pre-order this coming Friday. That is going to be the 15th. And then they're going to be available in some countries around the world starting next Friday, September 22nd. All right, now 15 series is fine and all, but let's move on from this over to where things get a bit more interesting, and that is the all-new 15 Pro series this year, which packs a couple of more important upgrades. Like the 15 series, changes here on the outside aren't huge, basically the exact same design as last year with a couple of small exceptions. Of course, we now have got the USB-C port on the bottom. Apple is switching away from stainless steel over to titanium for the Pro series this year. We've got some new colors, which I'll touch on more in a moment. And yeah, Dynamic Island is here, same screen sizes. You've got 6.1 and 6.7. And here's the official 15 Pro. This is what it looks like. Honestly, on the surface, the biggest physical change you're probably going to notice are two things on the 15 Pros. One is that the bezels are slimmer and thinner on this year's Pro phones compared to last year's. And also, we've got a new button, or a replacement of a button. The volume mute toggle slider, whatever you want to call it, is now gone on the 15 Pro series, and it's replaced by basically an action button. What we saw on the Apple Watch Ultra is now here on the phone. It's a customizable button that you can use to do a bunch of different things. One of the other big changes this year is exclusive to the 15 Pro Max. The largest iPhone this year is going to be getting something special you won't find in any other phone, and that is an all-new upgraded telephoto camera that's going to give you more optical zoom range to work with. It's 5x optical zoom, not 6x like the rumors alluded to. That'll give you some more optical zoom range on only the 15 Pro Max. Of course, 15 Pro is going to keep its same Pro features, so ProMotion, always on display, is going to be great to see. Dynamic Island is, of course, there. The A17 Pro chip, you can sort of know the theme here. It's faster, it's more efficient, stuff like that, more capable, more versatile. Great to see. Thanks so much, Apple. And like I alluded to earlier, the USB-C port on the Pros is going to be capable of doing more things. It's going to have faster data transfer speeds. In terms of colors, we've got some new changes here coming on the 15 Pro series with the following options. The lineup for this year is white, sort of this darker titanium color, sort of a raw titanium, and blue. I forgot what Apple's fancy names are, but they all look fairly similar except for the blue. Finally, a moment many of you have been waiting for, let's talk pricing on the 15 Pro. Pricing for the 15 Pro is interesting. The base model 15 Pro, the smaller one's gonna keep its $999 price tag at 128 gigs, and the Pro Max is going to jump in price, but basically Apple's cutting the 128 gig option and only starting at $256. So $999 for 128 gigs for the 15 Pro and $1199 for the larger 15 Pro Max with 256 gigs of storage. Like the 15 Plus, these phones will be available to order this Friday, September 15th, and are going to be going on sale in select countries around the world next Friday, September 22nd. All right, so now that you know all the features, let's talk phones. 15 versus 15 Pro, what should you do? Honestly, if you're an Apple enthusiast, I don't need to convince you. You probably want the 15 Pro, you want the latest and greatest. Go for it, enjoy those Pro features. But I think for most people, unless you really care about ProMotion, or you really care about the telephoto lens, or anything like that, the 15 and 15 Plus are going to be two great phones. One of the big differences for years now between the Pros and non-Pro phones have been that telephoto lens, and for a lot of people, they don't care. Ultra wide and main focal length are fine, and now that you've got a 48 megapixel lens to work with here, it's going to be an even better camera system on the 15 and 15 Plus. And because they come in the exact same screen sizes too, making things even better. The USB-C port is also here, which is great. Faster USB-C speeds, the other like pro features, those are nice and fine to have, but you are paying a premium for the 15 Pro phones, and I think for most people, a 15 and 15 Plus are gonna be great phones, and I, think that they're gonna be a great offering, and I would definitely recommend them. And again, if you want the pros, and if you're like me and you're obsessed, go with the 15 Pro, you'll be happy. What I think is a more interesting discussion is to talk about the iPhone 15 versus the iPhone 14. And again, I have gone on this topic at length before. If you have specific questions, let me know down below, but I'll try to summarize my thoughts in this because I can just talk on and on and on, as some of you know. I think that if you're looking for the best value phone for the money, if you're looking to buy an iPhone and get great features, but also spend the least amount of money possible, I would certainly look at an iPhone 14 series, even a used iPhone 14 Pro, as the market is about to be, as of right now, flooded with lots of people looking to sell their 14 and 14 Plus and 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max and get one of these new phones. So now is a great time to buy a new phone, or I should say a used phone with the 14, and get some really good deals. On the other hand, though, if you're looking to buy an iPhone as an investment in the next 5 years, if you only upgrade phones every 4 or 5 years, you're looking to buy the iPhone that's going to last you the next 5 years, I would go with the iPhone 15 series for a couple of big reasons. One is that because Dynamic Island is on every phone, this is a conscious design choice from Apple. This is a direction they're going to move, and I feel like the UI and animations and a lot of the core iOS features are going to be built around Dynamic Island as it is in all of their phones now, and that's going to be a big move for them going forward. So if you care about that, the new design language, I would go with the Dynamic Island and get one of these new 15 phones. The other thing, again, is that software is great, but software can't fix underpowered or limited hardware. And because now every single iPhone 15 phone has a 48 megapixel main camera, that is just physically better hardware for the software to work with. So you're gonna have a better, more versatile camera for longer by having 48 megapixels as opposed to 12. Of course, there are other features along the way that you're gonna care about. And one of the big ones, of course, being USB-C. This is sort of the standard now moving forward. But I do think that if you're looking to buy an iPhone as an investment and you're willing to spend a little bit more money, getting something in the 15 line is going to be worth it. If you're looking just for the best value, the best bang for buck, look at a 14 series, especially right now. Used prices are going to be getting very good and going to be very interesting. As always, though, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the iPhone 15 lineup? Your thoughts on the new phones? Your thoughts on the new features? Were you surprised? Were you seeing something unexpected? Were the leaks wrong in any way? Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're going to be buying a 15 and your thoughts on it. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for your support. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.